So, so if you just join, go to the Slack, So if you just join, try to find the Slack channel, Tuesday channel, and see the file that we have there. I have placed a file here on the Tuesday channel in Slack. So this is the file that we're going to work on today. This is the lesson. I have placed the lesson for today. I have placed the lesson for today also on the Slack channel, so you can follow along. So the first thing we're going to do is fire up our IDE. So you should have your IDE ready. And you can let me know in Slack when you have your IDE ready so we can do this together. So IDE ready. Yeah, Natalie's ready. Yeah. So I just wait for a couple people to get situated, and so we can do this, get this done. Get started with making all these really nice designs that we're going to do today. So, okay, it seems like people are still working. I only have one confirmation when somebody's ready. Okay, we have two. Figure everybody's trying to find out where is the IDE. So the IDE, if you don't know it, Google CS50 IDE, and you will find it if you don't have a bookmark on your browser. So you can just Google it and then you enter your IDE. So once you have your IDE, and we want to make sure you have here a folder, and inside the folder you have your HTML file. So what we're going to do first before using the terminal is that we're going to replace this code with the code that we have here on Slack. So right here is the file. So I'm just going to put it here so everybody has the same code, so we all can be talking the same language. And I can, since I cannot see you, at least I can assume that everybody has the same code. Okay, so we're going to grab this. My mouse is very sensitive, so it wasn't. There it is. So you get all the way to line 1. Then you can do Control-C. And then we're going to put it here. You can delete your poem HTML. And Control-V, put the new code. And then we're going to save it. So you just click here. Save or Control-S. And then, okay, so we have that. So now we have the updated, there's some things here that came. So if you see this, that came from maybe the copy. So we have to erase it because that's no good. Usually when you copy from another file format to into another file format, to a different file format, you get some errors, small errors. So if you see something red here, just delete it and then save again, because otherwise it won't run or it'll have some gibberish showing. So we don't want that. So then make sure everything is, blue or whatever color you have on your IDE, and everything is working. Okay, so once you have the code, we need to navigate to the code. So we have to go to the terminal right here, and we need to make sure we go and fetch that file. So we're gonna do first ls to tell us where we are located. So if I'm going too fast, let me know. The idea is that everybody today at least get to do half of this, or it'll be great if you guys can do everything. We're gonna put some color today. So, so we find out we are in the top. Right now I'm my top directory, and I need to navigate here to the folder. So I zip my folder here. So I need to type cd space and then type folder the same way it's spelled here. So you might have another name. I don't know what you have, but if you have folder, just type folder. And then you click enter. And then I just gonna put ls just to confirm that I'm in the right directory. And then you're gonna have poem. You're not gonna have these two because I'm gonna show you how to add them. Okay, so don't worry about these two right now because you shouldn't have, but you have poem. Okay, so far so good. I don't want to rush anybody. So you guys drive the class, so you guys let me know when I can go ahead and do the same thing. Go for it. Okay, so what do we type next? We're gonna type HTTP. We're gonna type HTTP dash server, right? So when we are writing the file, we're gonna type it. And then we're gonna get our URL. We're gonna open the URL, and then we're gonna see this file. You're not gonna have this file, so don't worry about it. This is something we're gonna do together today, so don't worry about it, but you should have POM HTML. So when you see the POM HTML, just click in there, and you're gonna see your text. Okay, so now we're gonna put some CSS style. So the CSS is gonna give us some formatting. So here is my class sheet that you can find on Slack. So the CSS is a cascading style sheet, and it's used for the style and layout of web pages. So we're gonna put color, we're gonna put the alignment of the text, we're gonna do font style, so it's very fun. But before that, we're gonna do some HTML. We're gonna put some italic. So for line, before we do that, we're gonna go here to where it says Macbeth, from Macbeth. And you can see I changed, one of the change I made is that I changed Macbeth from P, there was a P here before, to H3. So I gave it a formatting of heading 3. So we're gonna make them italic. So I'm gonna put a tag for italic on line 15. So you can go on line 15. And remember, we have to erase the end tag and put it where it's supposed to be, which is at the end of where we want to put in italic. So once we do that, we save, and then we refresh the code, and the Macbeth should be now in italic. So there it is. So now we have that in italic, and you can go ahead and also try to play around with this. Maybe you want the text bold, so you just put it. So if you want any of these headings in bold, you just type B. Okay, so good. So you can maybe put here B as a boy, and then And you can go, maybe you want everything is bold all the way to Shakespeare. So you have the option of customize it that way. So there is no right and wrong for this. It's all up to you. So this is already bold because the heading format is already bold. So we can just try something else, maybe underline. So let's change this to U, put U instead of B, because it's already bold, because the heading 1 and heading 2 already bold. So you can change this U, so everything's gonna be underlined, then refresh, and then everything is aligned. And if you don't like the title to be underlined, you can change that. So you can maybe move this one and put it here only, or the other way around. You are free to do what you think your heart desire for this. So there it is. So that's how you customize it with HTML. And this is as far as we can customize on HTML. You can see here the other options. And if you go to the worksheet I shared with you last week, there is other options to play around with HTML. But it's very limited. It doesn't allow you to do alignment and colors and other fun things that we would like to do because it's very plain. So we're gonna do now CSS. And the way CSS is, you put the property, which is, there is a whole list of property keywords, code that you can use specifically, and then you have a value, and that's also a specific. So you can click here, syntax, and it gives you a whole list of properties that you can use in values. So it depends on the property you're gonna put a value. So for colors, you can write some of the names. Some of the names are color names are coded, but most likely you're gonna do the hexadecimal, which is like the pound with the letters and numbers combination, or sometimes you can do the RGB. It depends what industry you are. So, but we're gonna do the hexadecimal. So first we're gonna do inline CSS. There are 3 different ways to put CSS. So we're gonna do the inline. And inline is used to apply a unique style to a single HTML element. You can do it per tag. You can do it per space for a point in the document. You can be very, very pointing, zoom in into this very detailed. So the first one, we're gonna do the body. So the way you put CSS, that is CSS, you recognize it, is because it's gonna say style equal, and then you're gonna put quotes, and then you're gonna put the property, and the property here is color. Color will be the font. So in this case, it's right, the background. So it's gonna be the body of the background. And it's gonna be, and usually when you say the background is here, you put it in the body. So, or if you put it in the body, it'll be the whole page. If you put it in a paragraph, it'll be only the paragraph. Background is gonna get that color. So that's gonna be light blue. So let's take this, only this and section, and we're gonna put it here on the body. So we're gonna here the body, and you can type it, but I just gonna paste it. So you see body style, and then you can just have this to start with. So let's start with that only and see what happens. So this is the color, this is gonna be the font. So I'm gonna refresh it, and you see all the color because it's in the body. If I would have said only the header, if I would have put here only the header, like I'm gonna change it to put it in the header. I'm gonna put here only on header 1, and I save it. You're gonna see it's very specific. So it's only going to check for the tag that is associated with. So the body is associated to the whole page. So it's going to change the whole page, but the header is going to change only this header one. If you have another header one, it might change it. But for this case, you can also use it here for P, but this is a location, so it's not going to change it for everybody. So see, I just put here P. So in this case, it's going to change only the tag that is associated with. So I put it here on this P, but it's only changed this paragraph. It didn't change all the P's in the file. So is the inline is very laser point. It's something that you want to do specifically for one section. Okay, so you can also do the background. So I'm going to copy paste. And this is a long, you don't have to know them all. There is a whole list of all these properties you can use. So I'm going to put here in the body. You can do your own version of what I'm doing. And then I'm going to refresh it. And it didn't change it because what? Oh, because I forgot. What did I forget to type? Anybody caught it? Style. Yeah, style. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, the style I forgot. So that's a requirement. So right now it'll work. So there it is. So it changed the color for the whole poem. Okay, thank you for letting me know. See, so that's how you do inline CSS. And see, you can put a specific to the color, and this is a hexadecimal color. And the hexadecimal, I put a list on the previous class where you can get the hexadecimal codes. You go here, you can, no, this one. There was another one better. There it is. So you can pick up a color here, and it's going to give you the hexadecimal here. And also, if you are aware of Canva, I usually use the Canva palette to know what colors go with each other. And you're going to get the hexa value. So here's a palette, so you can just take, you copy, and when you copy, you get the hexadecimal. So you already can know what are the different combinations. So you don't have to do all the work of guessing. So the next one, so you can see here text align, center, and so on, attributes, different attributes at left, right, center, bottom, top, and middle. So you can play around with that. You can play with the font. You can just type font family, and then there is a whole list of font families you can choose from. And you can also upload fonts that you buy or you make your own and use them, but you have to upload it. So these are the ones that are coded. There is a whole list right here, I think. Maybe here I go through all the fonts that are available for HTML that you don't have to add. Sometimes if you want a specific font, you will have to add it. So so let's go. So let's put a hold on that, and let's go and add an image. So the image, let me find, I put it last time. Did I put it? No. I'm going to put the file for the image so we can learn how to do that. And then we go back to the rest of the style of HTML. So go ahead, I put the picture of Shakespeare here. So go ahead and download it to your computer. So you can just click here, download. And once you download it to your computer, we're going to upload it. You want to upload it and put it. So you want to upload it and you want to select. So like, for example, I'm going to just do something that I have here. Select a file. So once you upload it, you select a file. Like, for example, I have here the same picture. So download it to your computer, then you're gonna, let me start again. So you're gonna go here, upload, select the file. Then you're gonna go here where it's find the picture, whatever you downloaded on your computer. Find the picture, you open it. And it's because my file already exists. So I'm just going to overwrite it so you can, it's the same one. And so it puts it here. Yours is gonna tell you where to put it, and you need to put it inside this folder. So let me try another file that I haven't loaded up before so you guys can see the process. So I'm gonna pick up another file, like this file. And if it's not in the, if it's, right now it's putting it automatically to the right folder, which is great. But if it's not, you need to move it to your folder. So any questions about uploading the JPEG file to the right folder? This must be the hardest thing we do tonight. So you have to have the JPEG that I just gave you right here with your POM. I mean, it doesn't have to be below, but it has to be in the right folder. So any problems so far? Everybody okay? Is anybody's? Okay, good. So once you have your file, if you are done and you have your file in the right folder, you can go here. I'm gonna put the tag. It has to be this file. I don't know how you name it, but it has to be the same name. So you have to use this code that I'm gonna put in Slack. This code has to be referred to the file that you have on the folder. So if this name is different, this is the name of the file. So it has to match your name, the file name. So what I usually do, I just right click here and I put rename. And when I do the rename, I can copy that file. I don't rename, I just copy. Or you can select, try to see, it won't let me select, so that's why I do rename. And when I do rename, it will allow me to copy the file, to copy the file name, not the file, but the file name. And then you want to put the file, the link. You want to put, review. It's asking me, but I did something weird, so it's asking me to check it. So you want to put the same file name. So if this is too complicated, you might want to just call it picture one. So we're going to take this code. Should I name it something easier? And we're going to put this tag. Where do you think I should put it? Anybody? So the picture shows. So anybody, should I put on 19 or should I put it in 12? What do you think? Above the title, below the title? Any takers? $12. Okay, thank you, Tucker. So I'm gonna put it in 12. So you're gonna see this is the tag. This is HTML tag. Is the name of the file is Shakespeare, and it's pointing to this file, to this place. So the SRC is pointing to find this, but this file needs to be here. If it's not here, it won't read it, it won't find it. So when I'm done putting that, I'm gonna save it. And then I'm gonna reload my browser. And then you see the picture. Okay, so I'm gonna show, so if you have this, you see that's a big picture, and then we're not gonna do today, but there are ways to make it smaller, and that's on CSS. So try to see if you can do that, put the picture in there. For how do you put the picture in the folder? So where is your picture right now? So the way it is, you get your file and you go here, upload local files, and you find the picture. So I'm not gonna load this one because I already loaded it and it's gonna rewrite it. So I'm gonna reload this picture, but you should choose a Shakespeare or whatever you want. And I'm gonna play open. And then for me is when right away to the right folder. But if it's not in the right folder, I can move it. See that? I can move it and put it somewhere else. So I can move it out. So so if you don't like it here, I can maybe move it here. Okay? So if your picture is in the wrong folder, just click on it and just move it to the folder it should go to. You can drag it. So Jeff, let me know when you get there, or if you get there. Okay, good. Yeah, so once you have the picture, the file, the JPEG file in the right folder, so you need to put that tag. So I'm gonna put it back again here. And we put it on line 12, but you can do it anywhere. You can put it anywhere. So you're gonna put that tag. So we can move it and put it somewhere else. And then save it, and then reload your file, and you're gonna see your picture. Of course, yeah, picture is huge, but that's all we have today. And later on with CSS, you can actually play with the frame of the picture and make it smaller. But we're not gonna do that today because we have a lot to do. So now we're gonna put a link. So we're gonna tell people to go and visit the Poetry Foundation so they can find the link. So this is the tag for the link. So for a link, to insert link, web link or address, you're gonna use this tag. Okay, so the way this tag is used, you type visit. So visit is what you're gonna see. And then it's gonna say, you're gonna click there. So let me show you how it works. So it's easier to show you than to explain you. So I'm gonna copy this. And you see there is this href tag property is what is gonna point to the URL, to the address. You can put it anywhere. Oh, Yeah, you got the picture. So you can take that tag and put it, that tag that I put in Slack, and paste it. I'm gonna paste it on 18. So I'm gonna save, and then I'm gonna reload my file. And then you're gonna see here, it says visit poems. So remember how it looks. It says here, it says visit. Visit is the text that is gonna tell people either visit or click or go here. So it's the text. And then the poem part, which is gonna be before the A tag, the end of the A tag and the URL address, is what is gonna have the link. So if I click here, it's gonna open this website, which is the website Poetry Foundation. So you can be more specific. You can put I just put the Poetry Foundation, but you can put like the exact website that shows the poem that we are displaying. Okay, so that's how you do websites. So this tag starts here, and then you put the URL, and then you finish with this. And these tags, they're href tags. They are very interesting. You can also use them. There is another way, very similar. You can navigate within the page. And you can also go to another page. So they're called anchor tags. So they're very useful to not only navigate to another website, but navigate within your website. Okay, so everybody was able to put their website and the picture. So are we good? Okay, so that wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. So now let's start with internal CSS. So internal CSS is another style. So we have inline CSS, which is laser point. You want to make specific changes in the code, pinpoint. And here is we're going to do internal CSS. So what happened is, can you imagine, this is really easy because this is a very short poem, right? But what about if you have at least a dozen to do like this? So it gets very tedious because then you'll have to use the same formatting. So you have to go put this, make sure you're keeping the same color. So you have to go to each line and put these tags in each line. I mean, multiply that by 10. And then most websites are longer than this. So it gets really repetitive. And so the next way to do it is another faster way to do it. So what we're going to do is the internal CSS is that we're going to kind of standardize all the formatting. So we decided, all the headings, you can put here one heading or all the heading. You can have a heading, you can have a formatting for each heading, or you can group all the headings. So you can put H1, H2, H3, H4, and so on. So I'm going to say all my headings are going to have color blue. The font size is going to be large, and they're going to be all centered. So you decided all my headings are going to be this way. So then you decided all the body is going to be, the background is going to be powder blue, and it's going to be this way. The way it's aligned in the size font. That's the way I want it. That's what I'm going to keep. And then you say, but if there is a paragraph, then I'm going to change it a little bit because it's a paragraph. So you start standardizing your formatting. So you're just going to need to copy paste this in each file. And then if you have to make a change, you don't have to go to the code. Inside the code, you just have to go to the style part. So all this start with a style tag, and it's going to be between the headers. So it's not going to be after the body, it's going to be the part of the code that it doesn't get displayed. So between the header, you're going to type a style tag. You're going to put your formatting style, and then you close the style. And you can have other things, like I have here the title. So it doesn't matter, it just needs to go inside the header, and it has to have a style tag to begin with and a style tag to finish. So we're gonna take all this and we're gonna copy. I'm gonna put it here on the Slack so you guys can have it. Oh, it didn't copy the way, well, it'll be okay. So I'm gonna go up here where it says head. So this one is after the opening head and before the closing head. So I'm gonna put it right there. And I'm gonna save it. And then I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna rerun this. And you see it changed a little bit because I'm changing now the formatting. So it's still things that are some things are gonna cancel out and some things are gonna remain the same. So, so anybody tried to do that? Do you want me to do it again? So what you do, you take this code here and you're gonna put it between the head right above the title. But the main thing, it has to be in the head, below the head. So it's below the head, line 5, and before the last head. So you can put it after the title, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever you want to do. So this is going to group all the formatting by the section of the text. So you can be very specific here, or also very general. You can just have body and don't have to have all this. Okay, any questions so far? So that makes it, streamlines the process of customizing your website. You can also start working in tandem, because you can have another person working on the style and you can work on the HTML code. So they just give you the style and you put it in there. And if you're working for a designer company or a client, they have their own style, so they can give you their style file and you just put it in here. Okay, so everybody was able to do this. Any questions so far? Okay, so can we move on to the next thing? Oh, good, good. Anybody else is still working? It's a little behind. All good. Okay, good. So now we're gonna do the file one. So the next one, so this is the inline internal CSS. So we have inline internal CSS, and then we're gonna do the one with a file, which is the external CSS. So an external CSS has a style sheet that's used to define all the style for the HTML. And that's much faster because you can have create a file, a CSS file, where you keep all the styles and you just reference all your HTML files to that style. And then you can have this, like if you have a website and you're changing only the style, you're not changing the content, you're gonna just update the CSS file, and you don't even have to bother about going into the code for the HTML. So it makes life much easier. Also, you can use it streamlined. There is more that you can do with a file. You can be more repetitive. Also, a client may have, you work for a client, or they might give you that file and you just have to build everything else. Or maybe you're a designer and you just work on the style file. That's all you do. So there are different occupations, different expertise here. So there are people who, designers, that this is all they do is the style file, and this is, they actually sell it. So, so the first thing is we have to make a file called CSS. So if you put this, you can just erase it for now so it doesn't mess it up. So we're gonna erase the internal CSS. So just leave it like this. So we don't have anything here. So, so you can see exactly what's going on. Then we're gonna create a file. So you're gonna click here, File, New File. And you're gonna call it, you're gonna save it as, and you're gonna save it here in folder. And you're gonna call it styles.css. So the extension is CSS. So, and it has to be styles because I'm gonna give you the call with styles. You don't have to call it styles later on, but just for the example, let's call it styles. And then you save it. I'm not gonna save it because I already have a file there. So you save it and you are on the folder, make sure you're in the right folder and it'll go there. So let me know when you are there. So you're gonna have a file. So let me erase this so you can see. It's just gonna be an empty file. That's called styles.css. And it has to be inside the folder. Okay, are we good with that? Okay, one, yes. What about anybody else? Yes. Okay, good. So while you have your style CSS, and if anybody has a question, I'll do it again. So don't be in a hurry. So we're gonna go here and copy this very short code. I'm gonna put it on Slack. And that's what is gonna go into your CSS file. So you're gonna copy. You're gonna copy that, put it on your style CSS file. So you paste it. And it's very simple. What we're saying is the body, all the body is gonna be powder blue. H1, the heading 1 is gonna be blue, and the paragraph, all the paragraph is gonna be red. So you put it there, you save it. Okay. Of course, this can be very more complex, and you can make it look like the one we just did for the external CSS. But for this example, let's make it as only one line. Yeah, if it's only one line, just make it look like that. So like if it's all like this, just press enter and it'll go to the next line. So yeah, I know it's when you change platforms, it just makes things very weird. But the main thing is that you have the code correct. In CSS HTML indents are just for us to easy to read. They are not part of the code like it was Python. So it doesn't, if I do this, if I leave it like that, it won't cause any trouble. But it's just, it's best practices to have it this way so people can read it, because most likely somebody will like to read your code. So you can make it more pretty, but this is just, this is just style, and each company has their way to style their code and how to write it. So once you have it here, we need to put the tag that points the HTML file to the CSS. So we need to link those two files. So the way we do it, we have to take, right here. You have to put here also after the head, between the head, you're gonna put this code. And you're gonna notice that that code has to have the exact name of the CSS file. So it has to match exactly, kind of like what we did with the picture. So we're gonna take that code and we're gonna put it right here on the poem HTML under the head, line 5. We're gonna put that code and we save it. And once you save it, you can refresh the poem and see the new formatting. So this one, let's see, what did I change? So I can go here, maybe, let me put another color. Maybe put mint, see what happened. Just put a crazy color there. See if it changed that. No, why didn't change it? Because maybe it didn't do that one. Sometimes it doesn't recognize, oh, something is off with my code. So somebody gonna let me know what's wrong. So what is going on? If it works for you, let me know, because it's not working for me. It was working for me before, and I'm missing something. What am I missing? Yes. Yes, yes. Later in the code, there is a style. There's a style later in the body of the code. The color of the body overrode you the top. Worked for me. Good. It worked for somebody, but it's not working for me because I don't know what I did. I'm missing something. So let me see. Oh, the terminal. Yeah, I don't think the terminal is telling me anything. Yeah, I changed something and it just got messed up. And I don't know what it got messed up, but I can erase this and see what happened. Maybe it gets, maybe, let's see if it's the code here. If it's the code here, it's not reading it. You need to delete the body style. Oh, yes. Exactly. Thank you. And then I'm going to take this and see if it updates it. And I'm going to put here green. So it changes to a color, a weird color. So I and see the change. There it is. Yeah, thank you, Tucker, and Vijay. Vijay is the one. Everybody, thank you, everybody, for, yeah. So what happened was this body I had, it was not canceling. It was still reading this. So this one is stronger than the style sheet. So the style sheet is not going to override it. So that's a good thing to have in mind. Make sure you erase anything that might cancel out your style sheet. So let's do a color that is better. So you can work here with the colors. So I don't like that green. I'm going to put this green. See what happened. There it is. So so you can see this is much easier when you have a style file, because you're not reading all this gibberish, all this text. So you can really do some cool formatting. So I can change this and it goes really fast. And you can also change the I think that's another one I overwrote. Yeah, because I have here style red. So I'm going to take that one out. So you can see it changes to another color. Maybe I don't like that color. Maybe I want this hot pink. So you can do that here. So any questions at this point? And so you can go around and change colors. You can start putting maybe the font style. You can put a font style that is prettier. So you can put here this font style. So we can add it to the style sheet. And maybe here, we put it here. So everything is going to change to the font style. And if you don't want, you don't want the whole text, you can move it to where this is maybe only for the paragraph. So you can put it here. And it's going to be only the paragraph. So you can start customizing this, maybe center it, maybe changing colors. And then if you want specific words to have specific color, you can do the inline texting to point. Also, you can use tags to bring to code inside. So you can put here a tag that is going to go. So this gets into more specific. And you can also go, like we did before, you can also benchmark and see. You go here to more tools. So if you have Chrome, I just click here on these dots and I click more tools, and then I get developer tools. And there you can benchmark the style sheets. So you can see here the style sheets, and you can see the fonts they're using. And it's kind of fun to see how other people are using our style and what kind of design. So you can also, and you can change this code, but like you can go inside the code and change it, but it's going to change only on your computer. It's not going to change in all computers. It's just on your computer. So you can go here and also play around with that. And if you want to see your site, you can do the same thing. Go here, developer tools, more tools, developer tools, and you're going to see your code too. So that's your code, and this is your style. So any questions so far? So have a happy Thanksgiving. Next week is the last class, and I'm going to teach you how to put some off-the-shelf code that we can use to make events like search events and buttons events. Some have JavaScript, some don't. So you can get more tools. So, and if you would like me to show you how to do something, send me an email or Slack me, and I'll see what I can do. So you guys have a good weekend. Be safe. Big long weekend. Enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner, and hopefully to see you back on Tuesday. So thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.